Okay, welcome back everyone. We will start the class in a moment now. I'm just waiting for all of you to come back. So what we are going to now use is that if you remember previously we did some motion tracking. Now those motion tracking that we did previously was using the standard motion tracking option of our After Effects, like After Effects built-in motion tracking. Now we will see how we can do a better motion tracking on the same thing using Mocha AE. So simple, what we need to do here is that just I will wait for 3 more minutes so that I will have everyone here because I have only 7 students showing up right now. Okay, so I have this footage. If you remember, I will show you these footages. This is one footage that we had. Okay, and after that we have this footage, if you remember. Then we had this footage, which was very hard to motion track because she was coming in front of him. Okay, so now we will motion track these all, and then there is this one, which if you remember we used the masking for the content aware fill. So we can see how we can use Mocha and the content aware fill with the help of our motion tracking option. So first let's drag this one here, and we'll start motion tracking this one and replace it with our this image. We have this image here, so we will replace with this one. So I will go in the animation mode, and then I will go back to my track in Boris Mocha. Click on the Mocha, and it will start. Now, first thing we need to look at here is what we can track here, which part we can track. So I want to track this whole thing. So I will just take my spline, okay, and I will just track this part here, just like this, and end it. So this will be my tracking option. After that, I will go to my planar surface here, okay, and I will adjust. Now you can see that the planar surface is squarish. It's not the same style of this, but it doesn't matter because the image we will have here is basically covering this whole thing, and it is in a square format. So that will solve the issue here. So it does not have, the planar surface does not have to be the same style. It just have to be flat, because this area is flat. That's more than enough we require. So we don't have to worry about that. It just have to be flat, and it is flat, so there is no need of making exact the same shape. Okay, so you can see this is my motion tracking area, and this is my planar surface, and I will start my track. Now, if you remember when we were doing this in our previous class, it was very slow, plus it was moving a lot, and it took us a really long time to fix this because the blur issue and all those things. But here, just see, okay, just very quickly it moved it, okay, but at only this part it was kind of moving out. So I can go to this part, okay, and then I can take my tracker motion tracking part, put it here somewhere, and then I can adjust my planar to wherever I want. And once I'm done with this, I can go to adjust track, set all master, so it will become a master track, and then go back to tracker and track it again. I think it moved back. So in simple, what I will do, I will just go back to where it was stopped, move this whole thing, back here, and this one also. And then I will go to adjust track, set all master, okay, and go back here, track this. So now we are back on track. Okay, let's go back and see if everything is fine. Okay, in the beginning there is some option here, so I will go in the beginning. Then adjust track and set all master. Okay, at this stage it is moving. So one thing I have to do here is that I have to zoom in, because if you will notice, if I move this around, you will see that there is a tracker of like there are corners and there is this point. This is the master track. So this is what I have to adjust with the green dots. Okay, so that's the main thing that I have to adjust here. So for this purpose, I have to zoom in, and it's on here, I think, somewhere. Yeah. So I have to zoom out again. So if you cannot select this one, these are the dots. So you can click on any one of these dots, then you will be able to select them. Move it the way you want it. And also the planer. Planer, you don't have to, but you can do the planer. It's okay. And then when you are done, then set all master. So okay. One thing that I'm doing wrong over here is that I'm pressing set all master. I don't think you have to press set all master. That's all. You just have to adjust it. That's all. So now I will go to the next one here. Take this one. Be careful because you can move it. So I think it's better you are inside the move option. Otherwise, if you are in this option, it will start moving or rotating at the same time. I, like this option, sorry. This one will move the whole thing, so we don't want to move the whole thing. Okay, so I think now this is fine. Here we have to do some adjustment as well. Because at this stage it moved a lot. The camera itself moved a lot, but still you can see that it is much more better than uh, the After Effects on motion tracking, because that takes more time, and here it doesn't take that much time. Okay. Here a bit I have to move. Because the mistake what I did was that I was pressing set all masters. That's what it did. It kind of ruined it. So you are not supposed to click on set all master. Okay, I think the better will be just delete this and redo this one again. Otherwise, it will take forever because I did a mistake which I was not supposed to do. So let me make a track point here, close it. Then I will take this planer and arrange this one. Okay. Now I will start tracking. Okay, from here it says it ended prematurely. The reason was that because the tracker itself is too big. So let me just track small area. So I will just make the tracker small. Hmm, okay, so I think, or one thing we can do here is can select any point and try to delete to make less points. I think it's because I have a lot of points. Maybe that's why that's an issue. Okay, and then I will go to adjust track. Okay, so till here it is fine. Here it's moved, so let me go back here, and it's simple. I will bring all these points here down. Okay, better, just a bit of the change. Okay, that's strange what it's doing. I think the footage itself is not rightly adjusting, I think, at this stage. So let's try one more time. And this time what I will do is that let's do one thing, because sometimes what happens if your tracking is small enough, then you have issues. Then let's make this tracking area a little bigger. Let me turn off this for a while. So that when it kind of moves a lot, so it should not be an issue by now. I hope now there is no issue. Okay, let's see now. Let me zoom out so we can see everything. Now let's track. Till now everything is fine. Only thing, when the camera shakes and then like when it have a jerk, when it gets a jerk, there it moves. But let's see how it works now, because I just made it quite bigger. Yeah, now it's fine. So the solution is that as bigger the track area you will make, it will become easier for you to track. Now you can see that without any issue, really quickly it tracks. So I track the whole area, so I can track this part also, this part also, this part also, or even if I will make it a little bit more bigger, it will be more easier for me to track. Okay. Now I will save it. So very quickly it was done without any adjustment or anything. I will close this. Okay. Now simple, what I need to do is that I just have to go here, new solid layer, any color, maybe green color. Then go back to my footage here. Let's hide this or this one. Go to tracking data, and instead of corner pin here, we will choose corner pin motion blur, so there will be a motion blur on it. And where I want to apply on this lime green solid here. Okay, and I will just go here, create data, and choose this one. This is only one layer, so that's fine, and apply export. Once it is done, if I turn it on, you can see it's there. So now what I need to do is that I will go to this one, open up motion blur, apply motion blur here. So when wherever it moves, suppose here, so there will be a motion blur on this as well. So it will look more realistic, especially here. You can see that there is a motion blur. Now I want to put our Arabic sign over here. So what I will do, I will just keep this selected, layer, pre-compose, and leave all attribute in the footage one, and call it stop sign Arabic. Once it is done, I will open this one. So this is my solid, lime green solid. I will delete this one. Take this, drag it here, right click on it, transform fit to comp. So it will become bigger and it will fit inside the composition. Now if I will go outside, so you can see it is being replaced there. Now if I will go out here and test this footage, so you can see that it's perfectly moving with it. Okay, so lesson learned, if there is something moving a lot, so try to track a bigger area. So you will not have the issue. So the issue that I was having, you will not have that issue if you are tracking a bigger area, if your video is moving a lot. So you can see now a nice track we have here, and motion blur is also there. Just only a color correction you can do later on, and that's good. Okay. Now one thing here you can do is that I will zoom in here. I can duplicate this one, and the one that is here, I can go in my effect, color correction, the color correction, or sorry, generate, fill, and hide this one. Take this but arrow and fill it with this color. What it will do, it will fill this with that color, exactly that color, and let me temporarily reduce its opacity. And then what I can do, I can just take my mask and create a mask over here somewhere. So if you want to move the mask, you have to press Alt key and then you can move it. Or if you want to delete, you can press the Control key to delete it. And when I'm done, I will go back, bring the opacity back of this. Okay. I think the mask will work inside only. So what I have to do, I have to go to inner one, the inner side. So I have to just double click here. Okay, and then let me check one thing if it works. Okay, now I will unlock this one, because what I was doing is that I locked it and I was working on this one. Now what it did is that it left this area. Okay, so what I can do, I can go back to my this sign. In the mode, I can choose multiply or I can choose color burn. Any one of these I can choose. So it will actually feel like it is on that. So I can choose any one of these. Let me check which is suitable. So pin light, it looks good. So if we will move this with the pin light, so you can see that it looks a little better. So I can reduce the opacity of this. Okay, so it will make it a little bit more realistic. This is extra part that you can work on it. Okay, so I will go back to my project. So I will delete these so we can work on the other one. Now I have this footage, and on this one I want to place this image over there. So simple, I wanted to do the tracking here, just like this before. I will go to uh, animation and track in Boris Mocha. Click on the Mocha. Now here I will take my like spline tool. Let me zoom in a bit here. And then I will take this and I can choose any one of these points from here. Okay, just like that. And then I will turn on my planer, and wherever I want the planer to be, I can just put the planer there. So now I will track. Now here the camera rotates, so maybe when the camera rotates, we might have some issue, but let's see. So now here the camera is rotating backwards, so let's see if there is an issue. Okay, yeah, one more thing I have to forgot to turn on. You have to turn on perspective, otherwise the planer will not move with it, because if you want to apply anything perspective, you have to turn on the perspective. In the previous one also I forgot to turn on the perspective, otherwise we wouldn't have a lot of problem, the one with the stop sign. So always remember you have to press perspective down, otherwise it will not track the way we want, because our camera perspective is changing. That's why we have to keep this. Okay, here I have to stop so I can take these tracking point because they are going off. Don't worry about this right now, we can fix in the end. Just have to worry about this tracking. Okay, so I think till here we will do it because it's a very long and the video is getting crazy right now. So what I will do, I will just create a set out point here, so it will render till here, till this point. Okay, and I will only work in this area. So I will just click here. Now I will fix this. First of all, what I need to do, I have to go to my adjust track, set all master. Then I want to go to the part where it starts moving, like it started to move here. So I will go to this point, move this here, at this point, move it here. And also we have to go back to see everything is okay. Everything is okay. So make sure whenever you do this, you have to be on the first, set all master, then you have to go in between wherever you want to change and only change, and don't press set all master every time, because last time, if you remember, I was doing that and it wasn't working. So set master all only in the beginning, then you just have to move, that's all. Because every time you press set all master, what it do is that it takes all these points and make them permanent points. So that will not work. The permanent points should be in the beginning only. Okay, so one more thing is that every time you're changing, it automatically moves to the other one. So you don't have to keep on clicking that. But sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. So you have to be sure. Like if I'm doing this one, so it didn't move. So now I have to manually move. So I'll go in the end. And now it moved here, because if you are doing on your own choice, next time it will not move. But if you are doing on their choice, okay, then it will move to the next one all the time when you're doing. Okay, because this was highlighted, that means I was supposed to move that one. Now this was highlighted, so I'm supposed to move this one. Then automatically it will move to other one. But if I will make my own choice by clicking what I want to move, then it will not do the then it will not auto select. Then manually I have to keep on selecting. Like here, it's saying, okay, you have to move this. But if I will move this one, okay, if I will move this one, then it will directly move here. But if I will click, suppose I don't want to move this, I want to move this. So if I will click on this manually, so next time automatically it will not allow me to move. Okay, like suppose now I have to move this one. So if I have to click here, then it will move there because in the beginning I have chosen their choice of movement. So now, okay, so I think till here it is fine. So we will save this, close this, and we were at frame 340. So that means I have to go to frame 340 here and cut this video. Okay, till here we are. And I will press Alt, left square bracket, take this part in the end, right click, trim contour gauge. Now this video was long, so this is giving me frames right now. If I don't want to see frame, I will press Control, click on it, and it will move back to time. So it's up to you. If you want to see frame, click Control, click on it. It will be frame. Control, click on it. It will be time. Now I want to bring my new solid. Choose any color, make comp size, press OK, hide this one, go back here, tracking data, okay, and I will choose corner pin, support motion blur, and I will apply in the lime green solid, which is this one. Okay, create tracking data, only one is there, so I will select it, press OK. Now you can see it is already created. Just I have to press apply export, open this, choose motion blur. And if I want to replace this one, so I have to go here, change this to pre-composition, leave everything outside, sign, and I will double click here, delete this green, lime green, go to project, bring this image here. Now this image, maybe we have to rotate it. Okay, so, but let's see how it looks like. Fit to comp width back here, so it's fine. So you can see that it is fitting there. If you will try to do this with, if you remember when we were doing this with the tracker, the standard tracker of the default tracker of After Effects, it was taking very long time because every time we were trying to do this, it was keep on moving. And adjustment in standard is very hard and adjustment in Mocha AE is very easy. So as you have seen very quickly, we were able to fix it. Like there is a little bit glitch in the between, but you know, I did it very quickly. Otherwise, it will stay, you know, as it is. So now you can see that easily you can do with this part. Okay. Now, when you're working on your final project, try to keep. It's good to use this. You will get good marks if you are using. If your camera is moving a lot, and because if your camera moves a lot, that means you are accepting challenge to do good motion tracking. But if your camera is not moving a lot, that means you are scared of doing good motion tracking. So if your camera is moving a lot and nice motion tracking is there, you will get good marks. If you have not, if your camera is still means if your camera is not moving at all, that means there is no motion tracking. So automatically motion tracking part will be 0. So your marks will be 0 if your camera is not moving, it is straight. But if it is little moving, moving a little bit, panning a little bit left or right, or not even rotating, that means, you know, half marks. But if your camera is moving a lot and a lot of things are happening, that means you are accepting challenge. So full marks. So keep this in your mind when you're doing your final project. Now I don't want this footage there, so I can delete this one here, and let's work on the new footage. This one also I will delete. Okay. Now we have this footage which is a bit challenging footage, but it is very long. So what I will do here is that I will just make it 10 seconds. Okay. Or 12 seconds. Let's see. Okay. Now this is not an easy footage to track. So here this is something challenging. So I will go here, animation, okay, or just go to Mocha AE in the effect, and choose this and go to the Mocha. Now what we want here is to track this. Okay, track what? This person's head. So we can place a hat on his head. But there are a lot of things going on. The first thing is that she is coming in front of him, and his hand is also coming. So first of all, what we need to do, we have to tell After Effects, the Mocha, that to ignore her. To ignore her, we have to rotoscope her. So I will just make a simple rotoscope here, because this is not a mask here. It's for rotoscoping. We can convert that into mask later, but for now we are just doing rotoscoping. Now what we can do here is fix these points by making them smoother. If you take these handles, you can pull these handles in and out, so it can smooth up your handle. Okay. Now I can start tracking. So don't worry about the shape, because shape we will do in the end. We're just tracking this with her. Okay, now it is done. Now we have to, the best thing is that if you will see the timeline, go after every 10 seconds. This is after every 10 seconds, or something like 10 frames basically. After every 10 seconds or 10 frames, and then fix it. So this, what we're doing, we are going after every 10 frames and putting this where it is required. Now it is not necessary to fix her if she is not covering him. Wherever she is covering him, that's the critical part. Like this part we have to make sure, but if I will go here and change this one, automatically that part will be changed. So first let's change after every 10 frame, and then we will change after every 5 frame. One more thing you can do, you can break down your uh, roto. Like suppose I can only, in one layer I can only track her hair, and other I can track her face, and other I can track her shirt. So you can break down in different layers, so that will be much more better, and each of them you can give a different color, so to avoid mix. Can now see as we are moving forward, it's getting better and better. And it will become much more better when we will break down again after every 5 seconds, because right now we are doing after every 10 seconds or 10 frames. So when we will do after every 5 frames, then it will be much more better. Okay, so we are almost done with the first part, which was after every 10 frames. Now we'll work on after every 5 frames. So going back here, let's see. Here I hope so we will don't have a lot of job to do. Okay, now what we will do is that we will just see for the minor changes. We will go to each place, like somewhere like this. Here we don't need it because his face is not there. So the critical part is his face. So because we are going to track his face, like suppose here. Here is fine. Here a bit. So this is a little bit critical area because his face is more of a covering in this area. So this is the most critical area because he is not showing at all. In this area as well. Okay, so we are done. Now what we need to do is that we have to uh, lock this one. Okay, so it will not affect on the other one. And now we are going to track his face actually. So I will select his face. Okay, and you can make it smoother if you want. Otherwise, no need because this is not a rotoscope. This is for tracking only. So no need to, because I'm just doing it for, and this have to be under this so that it will count the top one as it is its what you call like a clip which will be helping it to unblock everything. Okay. Now here blending mode subtract transparent is if you want to do rotoscope. Okay, so here let's see everything is fine here. Okay, so now I will do the tracking. But I think his hand also come in front of him. So that might be an issue, but let's see. Maybe we have to do the hand at some stage. Yeah, his hands comes in, but not it doesn't cover his whole face. So that is not a big issue. So only issue we will face when she will cover him completely, like here. But that we can fix later on. Okay, now it cannot render for some reason back there, so I will just render till here. Okay, now it's time to take the whole thing. down. If you want to move all, so you have to select the layer and then press move all. This is move all means like it will take the whole thing to move. Okay. Now if you want to move particular, so just use this button. Okay, so that was easy afterwards, because before it, what it was doing, it was kind of becoming hard, because her hair, her face was hiding him completely. So maybe at this stage I have to little bit fix it. Okay, now I will save this one. And also her head, we can use her head as a rotoscope. So first what I need to do is that I have to bring my, go back here, null objects, because this is a motion track and I have to put this on the null. And null, I will go back here, then tracking data, create data of the bottom one, not on the top one. Top one is the rotoscope. Okay, and I will use transform, not corner pin, because it's for only moving, because we are not placing anything, we're just moving with it. So transform, then null, and apply export. And after, when it is done, I can go back here in the project, take whatever I want to put, maybe this hat I want to put there on his head, and put it somewhere here. Doesn't fit correctly, but you know, just to put something there. And this should be linked with the null. So I will take a pick from here and take null. So it will be parented with null will become its parent. So it will now move with the null. Okay. Now what I will need to do, I have to make a new solid white color on top of it, and I will go to this footage, back, lock this option on the top, and this time I will go to matte. Now in the matte I will go to all, visible, choose only first one, press OK, and after that what I will do, I will go to my white solid and click on the create mask, and it will make the mask of her. Now I will unlock this one. Now I will go back to white solid here, press F, give a feather of 5 or something like that, and then I will go back to my Khan PNG, this one, the hat, and choose Luma inverted matte. Now in this one I will add, in both of them, mask also this, I will turn on my motion blur and give the motion blur to both of these layers. Now if I will play it, so it should work now fine. Okay, one more thing is that we didn't cover the whole footage, so I have to go to the till the part where it is, yeah, till here somewhere. Now, so So you can see the hat is now moving with the head. Okay, now following it with there also it's rotating, scaling, everything it is doing with it, as where the null is moving. Also there is a motion blur, and wherever she covers him, it should hide because I made her footage the mask of him. So for example, somewhere she covers him, maybe after a moment, yeah, here. So it covers the hat. So it looks like she is actually coming in front of it. But the track moved because I think we didn't fix that part. But for now, it's okay. But you have got the idea. Okay. So maybe where it moves, you can go to directly P Shift R for rotation and position, and where you feel like it is moving away, you can go to that part. Like suppose here, just before she hits, I will make a keyframe, both of them. Then I will go a bit here. Okay, move this down. Okay, and maybe I will rotate a bit. So this will solve the issue. Okay, so this had solved that issue which we were facing. So now it's fine. Okay, now another thing that we can use the Mocha is for, let me delete this footage here, for the content aware fill. So I will take this footage, the one that we used before, and I want to remove it from this part, I guess. Let me change it to third quarter. And I will go in somewhere in the end till here. Animation, track, track in mode Mocha. Okay, it has to be on the full view, otherwise it will not track. Now simple, what I need to do, I have to take this one. This is more easy. Select this part of the car, right click and track. So as you can see, it tracked it very quickly. And only thing in the end, what I need to do is that, because the track is so big that it is covering that the car behind, which I don't want. So the car which is on its side, the blue car, this one, it's covering this car. So I don't want it to cover the car. So what I will do once it is done, I will go back and change this one. Okay, so now we are done. Uh, as I said, I have to change this in the end. So I will go here, zoom in, just move it here. That's all. And I will save this, go out. Now, if you want to do that content aware fill, so it works on mask. So what we need to do is we have to go to the matte, okay, and all visible or all. Actually, I only have one layer, so it doesn't matter. So I'll select this one, okay, and create AE mask. It will create a mask over it. So, but what we need to do, we have to go here, press M on the keyboard, and instead of add, we will choose subtract. Okay, and give it a little feather here, maybe 10. So it will be a little softer. And then I will go in the content aware fill. So I have to choose object, which is fine, work area, okay, fine, and create reference frame. So first I will press this one. It's asking me to save here, so I will just save it, because without saving you cannot, it will not work. So once it is saved, it will start creating the reference frame. So now with the help of this content aware fill, we will be able to remove this car from the scene. So now I'll press this one as it is saved. Oops, it was already saved. I pressed twice. Okay, I was supposed to press this one. Okay, I think I have to redo it because by mistake I did something wrong. So I have to go here and just generate fill layer. That's I was supposed to do, but by mistake I pressed that. So now it will analyze, and after that it will complete it. Analyzing takes a little time here, but not that much of a time. But anyhow, I think now you have got the idea what it will do. What it will do is that it will just remove the car from there and it will fill the whole scene with the empty road, like we did it before in the last class. But actually, the thing is, uh, here I opened the Photoshop by mistake. I don't know what button I clicked. So it at the same time it is analyzing, at the same time it is opening Photoshop. So it's the computer is you know like getting over what you call this. It's getting overused here. So because of the memory, it's creating some issues. But we have reached to 40, so I hope like sooner we will get back. We will reach to the more other point. Okay, so I'll leave it till here. You already got the idea what's going on, like what's going to happen next. So let's move to Blackboard. So I'll take your attendance there. Okay, so we'll meet on the Blackboard now. I will stop the stream. The result, as you all know, it will remove the car and it will place, the empty road over there. So that's how it will work.